Alright guys, Zachman18 here. Welcome back to the WTZM TV Channel 18 Superstation. It is time for the next part of our Let's Play of Apollo... Oh my god. Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations on the Nintendo DS. I just got used to that from a while ago. I'm really tired too. Yeah, this is on the third case right now. The kidnap turnabout. Just started it yesterday, so we are going to continue on. So, here we go. Back at the Gatewater.
Oh, chased down like a pair of peasants.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Kay?
There's something even thieves should never steal. Do you know what that is?
You really shouldn't steal anything, however I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal?
A life? It's too heavy of a burden on your soul to get away with, ever.
That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. No matter what we may try, murder is the one crime that can never truly be hidden. And I intend to prove that by my own hands, when I apprehend the murderer myself.
Alright, and I'm going to work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go.
I still never said she could be my assistant. I'm just going to drop the issue. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Detective Gumshoe!
Mr. Edgeworth, the stadium! Hurry, sir! This is supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium.
A witness?
You, what did we tell you about leaving your assigned post?
Oh, the jig is up. Mr. Edgeworth, remember that I'm always rooting for you, so go get him, sir.
Those detectives sure look like they're enjoying themselves.
It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness. Let's see who it's going to be. I thought there was a witness here.
Yeah, I don't see anyone.
Mr. Edgeworth. Who is it?
Oh, it's Emma. Long time no see.
You are Miss Emma Sky, correct? This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Atlanta Sky. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as witness and prosecutor. But I thought she had gone to Europe to study forensics.
I can't believe you remember me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. Are you still studying abroad?
You bet. More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes scientifically. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit.
I see.
Alright. You're walking around now? Alright, can we talk to her?
I almost didn't recognize you. You've really grown in these past few years.
Please don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. I know I still have a long way to go, but I'm going to be a super forensic scientist someday, you'll see. You seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. Are you two acquaintances? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Sky. Nice to meet you. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Well, that's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday, and I'm training to become an unstoppable great thief. A great thief?
Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. In any case, we have much to catch up on.
You bet we do.
So why are you here, Emma?
Well, I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break. And then I heard that you'd come back too, so I raced on over here. I really wanted to welcome you back to the airport, but I just missed you.
And how exactly did you know I was here?
Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science can do for you. I use these to track your footprints, and I followed them straight to you. This set is the greatest. It's so wonderfully scientific. You spray this chemical on the ground, and when you shine the special light on it, zing! The footprints light up like an electrified noble gas in a glass tube. It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking.
Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than at this very moment. Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about?
Well, I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said.
What was that man thinking? Or rather, not thinking.
Let me guess, there's been a murder, right?
Yes, unfortunately. There's a sudden glint in her eyes. But I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Now, where did that person go?
Oh, fudge. God dang it.
Okay. What's this thing? I assume this is another Badgermobile?
Yeah, but it's a different color than the Blue Badger's car.
Yes, this is the Retina Searing Pink model. What's that off in the distance?
is it? Oh, hey, it's the pink badger. Badger get.
Badger. Just what is she seeing these silly things?
Oh my god. I think this is Badger. This Badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Are you by chance the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak Badger dance.
I talk to it. Oh, it's Oldbag! Yes!
I can't take being inside that stuffy head anymore.
You're? No, why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me great grief.
God dang it.
Ezzy Pooh, why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really. I was trying so hard to keep the kids' dreams alive by staying in character. But you couldn't pick up on what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of that roundabout way of talking, so I'm going to just be direct.
I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Today has gone beyond the typical not my day into the realm of waking nightmare.
See your friend Mr. Edgeworth too, Miss Pink Badger.
You could say that, but right now I'm just the pink badger, dearie.
She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman.
My name is Wendy Oldbag, but you can call me Wendy or Granny or whatever suits your fancy.
Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kay Faraday.
What do I care about a young whippersnapper like you?
Yeesh, I was just trying to be polite.
Oh, she's so... Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met?
I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I get called in all the time to fill in when there aren't enough hands. But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get the chance to see you again, and here you are talking with two young girls. Men are all the same. It doesn't matter how old they get. They... Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth.
Kay, please, I'm begging you. By all means, do not provoke her any further.
Jeez. Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness.
Honestly, I hope she isn't, but I don't think fate is going to be so kind today.
I saw what happened. I even saw the exact moment it happened. How was that?
So it's true, she is the witness.
I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag.
Yes, it was just a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me, the moment of the murder.
You mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes?
Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. Ooh, okay.
I came to this stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you.
Quite the detailed argument there. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say, unfortunately.
What's that unfortunately you tacked on at the end supposed to mean, Edgy Poo?
Well, anyway, let's see
what we can find out from this little old lady. God. Start pressing.
You mean you took a break from being the Pink Badger?
You may not think it, but it's hard work keeping kids' dreams alive. You smell of sweat, your hip creaks in pain, you even begin to dream about work.
That's the kind of story that would scar a child for life, you know.
Well, that's why I chose to come take my break here, whippersnapper. I don't plan on playing the part of the dead badger in front of a bunch of kids.
So what did you see while you, the Pink Badger, were resting?
Oh yes, that. Well...
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me?
They look like your average Joes, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I don't even remember much beyond that.
But did they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful.
Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two men.
Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous.
It's alright, Edgy Poo. Those two were just fools compared to a stallion like you. I thought so little of them that I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them.
Good Lord.
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place.
Absolutely. That gun made a terrible racket when it was fired.
You didn't try to go help the person that got shot?
I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat. What could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could to find someone who could help.
Two men, one bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on your testimony.
Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how would you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory?
Self-centered, aren't we? All of us someone useful, our testimony also presents us with a new problem.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes?
So about this new problem,
What is that giant grin on your face for?
do you want me to show you something really nice?
No, thank you.
Don't be so mean, I swear it's something you're going to like.
What is that gadget you're holding?
What you see before you is the secret weapon of a great thief.
Ah, I should have known. It would be worthless.
Oh, don't be like that. Teehee. What do you think now?
What is it doing? It's projecting something into the air.
I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood.
Whoa! What is this?
This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief.
Little Thief? I dare say I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far.
Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see, Miss Oldbag said the two men were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out and the victim fell to the ground.
Ah, so with this we can expect the crime scene as it was in the past.
See, so what do you think?
I have to say I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days.
Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty Yatagarasu.
Indeed.
Oh, but if there isn't enough information or if something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange.
In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony.
You got it. You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right now, the simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification.
Feel free to examine anything in the simulation in the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. And if you find something, I've got Little Thief with me, so you just let me know, okay?
Alright, this is really cool.
Alright, so we'll start with the body here.
According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here.
That's right, but
if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction.
Huh? What? Where?
If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Which piece of evidence shows the missing item?
Not the Badgermobile, not the pendant. Pending autopsy. Preliminary findings indicate loss of blood results from a gunshot wound. Lack of blood. Oh, we're missing blood. Is that what we're doing? I don't know.
Take that!
Honestly, I have no idea.
This is the contradiction.
Something wrong with my recreation?
And this is the real scene of the crime. Something specific should be here. If you think back, how do we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one?
Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right?
Right, the fact that there is no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony.
Edgy Poo, how could you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down.
You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there is another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. Alright. It's the silhouette of the killer with his gun at the ready. Okay, is it not impossible to recreate the face of the killer?
Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief.
She has a point.
Alright, there's a stage here.
Looks like they broke the stage down.
Whoa.
I guess this means they're done for the day.
Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow.
Alright, so we have some logic in here. Let's check it out. We have victim is kidnapper. Why is there no blood and stage is packed up? So the ones that really... So victim is a kidnapper. Why is there no blood? Because kidnapper... For him being the victim himself.
Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume?
So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers?
I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. And then if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes,
then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground.
Precisely. Now if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume.
You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around.
Footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those.
Alright. Well, If I know footprints, I know that Emma is the big science girl for that.
This is amazing. Just feel the power of science.
Aha, footprint analysis. Here we go.
Emma, about what method you were talking about for finding footprints?
Ah, finally, my expert knowledge in forensics is needed.
Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints?
Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything.
Very well, if you could please analyze the footprints in this area.
Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Hey, I found something. Look right there.
I don't see anything.
Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth.
Whoa. These footprints here were definitely left by a badger costume.
Judging by the way the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest.
Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing the costume at the time.
Alright.
Okay, in that case, I'll update the Little Thief simulation parameters. I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info.
Oh. So the victim was wearing a costume when he died.
And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? And that could be the fourth badger that they didn't mention last time.
I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention.
What do you want?
Your testimony naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please.
Alright. Here we go.
I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you.
Wait a second. Wait, what is that? Victim's costume. He was likely wearing one due to footprint shape and the lack of blood. And she said she saw two men facing each other in that area. Huh. So does this mean that Mr. Oldbag's testimony is a contradiction in it?
Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation.
See, I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Oldbag to put into the recreation.
For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony.
So we gotta present the victim's costume, and I think it's gonna be on this one. Because it's actually, you know, based on the positions of where the people were actually standing.
Objection! Two men? How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time.
Ah!
Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony.
Ah!
I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all.
But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier.
The second tier?
Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, you know, I was using the phrase in the metaphorical sense.
Oh, I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense.
The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs, which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up.
Were you able to see even the victim's costume from way up there?
Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. Ah, people... Oh, my God. Okay.
Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay?
You got it.
Let's see what we got here. Alright. So we have those two logics that both talk about the stage. So let's see if those two match up at all. The stage was packed up and he was in the shadow of the stage.
If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down.
Do you want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief?
Yes, if you please.
Okay.
Whoa. What in the world? Okay. So now he's through the stage. There's clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines.
Oh, come on, it wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me.
I suppose. In any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way, because there was a very real stage set up in the spot at that time.
Yeesh, I told you I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything?
Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation.
Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally.
Right, Miss Oldbag?
Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage. See, now let me update the info in the simulation.
Oh, I see. Because it shot from his shoulder on the top there. Sweet. Well, what have we here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Oh, I hate this guy.
Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us.
Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes.
Agent Lang, we discovered that the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium.
I see. Thanks.
For what?
I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that?
Little Thief is not a toy.
You too. Sir! And there you have it, you see? Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation.
So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer?
Of course. Even knowing that the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. Oh, we'll see. We'll all see. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage, and when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. Alright, so I want to take a look at the murder notes one more time and see what it says. Let me find it. Okay. The lack of blood around the body suggests the victim was killed elsewhere and then moved, which implies there should be evidence of blood at the real murder site. Entry was lower right abdomen and right shoulder. Shot from on high. I can finally show you shot from on high. Okay. That's confusing to me.
How far are you going to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime?
He's the most likely suspect we've got, especially given the situation with his gun.
Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark.
You see? Thank you for your understanding, my little crow girl.
I'm not some common crow. I'm the Yatagarasu, the Raven of Legend.
Unfortunately, your conclusion is yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up.
Alright. I think that's gotta be what we're presenting on. For the victim on top of the stage. Because the body was moved as well.
Objection! I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all.
What's that supposed to mean?
You said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible.
Huh? Why not?
Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located.
Actually, I didn't get that good of a look.
So he could have been shot from below first, because we don't know where exactly was first.
Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon's abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim.
Oh. Then...
Yes, a recreation of the victim being shot at an angle from above.
A clear contradiction.
You're discounting your own conclusions? No, this one point is the only flaw. This is the mistaken parameter in our recreation.
The stage's location, where this is location, and the killer's and victim's location. So the victim could have been on top of the stage, and the killer could have been on the bottom, and that's where he shot him in the abdomen.
Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong.
Ah, I get it. I see what you're trying to say.
I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer.
That makes sense now to me. Aha.
And this is what happened. It also explained the position of the gunshot wounds.
But then what about the footprints?
Since footprints don't lie, we can assume that the killer also wore a costume.
Okay, I'll try using that data instead.
Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang?
Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. Really? Alright. I ask that you take a good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badger-mobile. That story Officer Meekins told about that shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the blue Badger-mobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. Alright, so on our topic of the mobile, let's take a look at it. Little shop on 3 wheels, parked inside. Wait a second. Wait a second, okay.
You believe he moved the body with the car?
That's right, it was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it.
The 3 tire tread marks are very telling, however. Is the blue Badger-mobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern?
So I think we should present the car and then we'll see if we can investigate it and see if we can find any blood actually inside of it while we're on the topic of the blue Badger-mobile. I'm pretty positive. So it makes sense to me.
Objection! Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale.
And why is that?
Those tire marks cannot have been left by Officer Meekins' blue Badger-mobile. One look at the car would have told you so. What proves that the blue Badger-mobile had never been to the stadium?
Oh, there's no sand on it, for one thing.
Take that! Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found on it. Ugh. If this car had come to the backstage area and left those tire tracks, then the lack of mud on these tires stands out as very peculiar indeed.
Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius?
Hey, I've got it. What about Miss Oldbag's pink Badger-mobile? Don't be ridiculous. I was sleeping the entire time in the second-tier seats.
Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I recall.
Oh, you mean the Proto-Badger?
That's right, there was one more parking space inside the garage. And it proves the existence of a Proto-Badger-mobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto-Badger-mobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence in it.
Hey, did you hear something?
Hell. Who's that?
Help me. Are you alright? Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time?
Wild West with kidnappers.
Oh, it's Lance.
He was in the room next to the one I was held in.
And we using it underground and got lost. The kidnappers.
What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say.
The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes.
Did you see the faces of your kidnappers?
No, I didn't see their faces. But one was a woman.
A woman? Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I'll even let you guys have what the kid said just now. Consider it a gift. Now, are you going to get out of my crime scene or am I going to have to get rough? Again? Nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away with that easily. Don't count on me to testify because I won't. Not for you.
That's right, I won't either. You hear me, you young whippersnapper?
Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you.
I'm not going to rough either of you up, I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens, what do you say? Will you cooperate?
Fair maidens? Why, you little rascal, you sure know the way into a woman's heart.
Lang Zi says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever.
Try and outdo my Edgeworth with your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with. So we're clear, I'm only interested in giving you my statement.
Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be.
Mr. Edgeworth.
What a punk. I hate him. Oh my god. This game likes to torture me with those to be continueds. Alright. Well, I guess the segment does have to end at some point. So, that was a good half hour today. Thanks everybody for watching. This case is getting pretty crazy now that we have kind of the positions of where, where the killer shot. We know that, he was kind of moved around. He was moved to the garage after he was shot by the killer, so. But I'm sure we're going to find some more information tomorrow, hopefully, so. Thanks everybody for watching. Today's part for Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations on the Nintendo DS. Not sure if the next part's going to be tomorrow, but stay tuned for the next part coming soon. I'm Zachman18, and as always, I will see you guys in my next video coming soon. Objection!